Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit of a rant, not very structured, just something I kind of want to get off my chest about gaming, obviously. But let's get right into the video. So ever since Microsoft announced their plans to acquire Activision Blizzard earlier last week, there's been this sentiment online that Microsoft is just trying to ruin gaming, and I really disagree with this sentiment. I just think it's not the case. I mean, let's look at the facts. First of all, it's worth pointing out that according to all reports, Activision approached Microsoft wanting to sell. This didn't happen the other way around. This wasn't big bad Microsoft coming in and swinging around some cash looking to take games away from people. In fact, from all current reports, it seems like Activision, along with all of its insane baggage, just fell into the lap of Microsoft. And people go, well, this is one hell of a deal for Microsoft. You get the rights to Call of Duty. You get one of the most well-established PC developers of all time in Blizzard. And then you get an inroads to mobile gaming with King and things like Candy Crush. And while all of that is true, we've got to remain at least somewhat realistic about this. In acquiring all of these great things, Microsoft is also taking on the task of fixing what is probably the most infamously terrible working conditions in the mainstream gaming industry. Let's not forget that Activision Blizzard is right now, as we speak, in the midst of battling an $18 million lawsuit from the state of California for discrimination in the workplace. I mean, right up until just after this acquisition was announced, you had numerous employees spanning multiple different studios under Activision that were just on strike against the company. Oh, and to top it all off, Xbox now has to smile and play nice with that lizard Bobby Kotick until this deal is done. And guess what, folks? This deal ain't getting done anytime soon, so strap in for the next 12 to 18 months because it's gonna be a long and horrible ride. But of course, this is a deal worth talking about, and of course, I'll be right here on my channel talking about it and all the new developments every step of the way because it's what I genuinely enjoy doing. But to get back onto my point about all these folks who are upset about Xbox supposedly yanking games away from people, well, I think it's important that we look at both Xbox and PlayStation in this regard. Because one thing that people love to say is that PlayStation is homegrown, it's organic, it's real, as opposed to Xbox, I guess, being some Burger King or something. I honestly don't know what the hell these people are talking about. Sony bought its way into the industry with PlayStation in the 90s, snatching up devs and games left and right like it was no one's business. But let's talk about some real organic growth right now. What about, I don't know, Final Fantasy, a series that has seen multiple releases on Xbox going back to the 360. Well, just recently, a few weeks ago, it was announced that Square Enix has no intentions of bringing a Final Fantasy game to Xbox this generation. And do you want to guess why? It's because Sony paid them to not bring those games to Xbox. And listen, I love PlayStation. I really gotta iterate this. I really love PlayStation. I really do. But if you want to talk about a company being quote-unquote evil, whatever the hell that means in the sense of the console gaming business, this would be it. They're doing exactly what their fans claim Microsoft is doing. And let's also look at Forspoken, a 2-year timed exclusive for PlayStation. A game that I pre-ordered as soon as I possibly could, I might add, because damn, that game looks amazing. But let's be honest, do we really think that after that 2 years is up that this game is coming to Xbox? Because I don't. I mean, at least with the KOTOR remake, Sony seems to be funding the game, so it's difficult to be upset about it being exclusive because they're the ones helping fund the game. But are they funding Final Fantasy? Are they funding Forspoken? What happened to that 1-year exclusivity deal with Final Fantasy VII Remake? Like, these are all games that would have released on Xbox had Sony not stepped in and actively paid money for them to not be released on Xbox. They didn't pay to make those games better. They didn't help the devs realize their true vision for these games. All they did was hand over a big check so that you couldn't play it on Xbox, so that you had no choice but to play it on PlayStation. And listen, like I said, I love PlayStation. I fucking love PlayStation. And guess what? I'm not mad at them for doing this. Do I think it's scummy? Sure, but it's business. They're trying to make their platform look better than the other platforms. And at the end of the day, that's how they plan to do it. But at least when Microsoft tells me they're acquiring Activision, I can sit back and say, wow, I guess I don't need to shell out $70 for the newest Call of Duty. You know, maybe Phil Spencer will step in there and finally save some of these super talented studios from the yearly COD machine. Maybe we get a COD every other year or every 3 years. I mean, it's no question that Microsoft, being a trillion-dollar company, these studios now have access to all the resources they could ever possibly need to make their games. Maybe some of these studios have ideas for new games that they want to pursue instead of just making another uninspired COD because Bobby Kotick is literally forcing them to. Maybe there will be some change at the studios. Maybe the discrimination can be acknowledged and fixed. Maybe the employees can finally be happy and work in a safe environment. Look guys, it remains to be seen what the ramifications of a deal this size will have on the industry as a whole. But at the end of the day, I can at least go to bed knowing that once this deal closes, Bobby Kotick will be gone from that company, and now these devs might be able to breathe a sigh of relief and get back to creating things they genuinely love and want to create. And they'll be able to do all of that with the financial backing and security of Microsoft. These are all great outcomes that could lead to better working conditions, which leads to happier devs and better games for the fans. And this whole idea of Microsoft is yanking games away from people is silly when you consider the alternatives. If Activision was openly shopping themselves to Microsoft, what do you think happens if Microsoft says no? Are you prepared to shell out money to buy an Amazon Luna just to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019-6 just because Amazon bought them? Or what happens if Tencent steps in to buy them? What about all the censorship that comes along with being owned by Tencent? At least with Microsoft buying them, you've got options on how you can play these games. Maybe you don't want to buy an Xbox, but you want to play these games. Well, you can build yourself a kick-ass PC and play these games at their highest detail possible. Or maybe you just want to hop in casually and play a few games every now and then. Well, then the Series S is perfect for you. Or maybe you want to play some of these games on the go. Well, in that case, you've got xCloud. And let's be real, it won't be long before you'll be able to just buy an Xbox controller, turn on your TV and open up the Game Pass app and play these games on your TV from the cloud. And does this mean that PlayStation fans won't be able to play Call of Duty once this deal goes through? I mean, nobody knows the answer to that question right now except Phil Spencer and the rest of Microsoft and Activision. But if I had to give my guess on the matter, I'd say Call of Duty multiplayer releases on PlayStation. I think that'll get Microsoft the most money possible from any of these microtransactions that Call of Duty has to offer. And I think it also gives the incentive to get invested into the Xbox ecosystem for anyone who isn't already invested. I mean, you keep the campaigns exclusive to Xbox and PC. I think that's the best of both worlds for Microsoft. You give your consumers exclusives while also keeping players on PlayStation happy. But there's also a chance that this means PlayStation players won't be able to play COD. And listen, I get it, that sucks. I fully understand that not everyone has the ability to just go out and buy an Xbox or build a PC right now just to play Call of Duty. We're in the middle of a fucking pandemic. Times are tough for a lot of people. But the thing is, if Activision was actively looking for a buyer, this is literally the best possible outcome by several miles. We even got Phil Spencer a few days after the acquisition mentioning old Activision IPs by name. He's talked about games like Spyro and Guitar Hero. He's even mentioned fucking Hexen. I mean, the fact that Phil is actively thinking about these franchises gives me hope that they could finally make a return, and no matter how you slice it, more games is better for everyone. So is Microsoft evil for what they're doing? Hell no, it's a business. Their business is Game Pass, and Game Pass needs content. Activision has content and was looking to sell actively. Microsoft gets the content they need for Game Pass, and Activision Blizzard gets a chance to hit the reset button and possibly change public perception towards the company. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you guys think about all this? Do you think that Microsoft is this big evil corporation trying to take games away from PlayStation? I mean, listen, I'm not delusional. I know they're not doing this for some noble cause. I mean, I'm not pretending that's the case. Realistically, if Microsoft is evil, they are by far the lesser evil of any other option that was available for Activision. I mean, that's just how I feel about everything going on right now. But leave a comment below and let me know how you're feeling, what you're thinking. Leave a like if you like the video. And please remember to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell if you're enjoying this kind of content, you want to see me keep making it, and you want to stay up to date on all my latest videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.